Happy day students. Welcome to class 10 English. Today we are going to read a lesson from your first flight textbook, lesson 5, The 100 Dresses, part 1. Take out your textbook, lesson 5, The 100 Dresses. So students, The 100 Dresses, part 1 is written by Albuser Easter, who was an American children's author and a very famous children librarian. Her book Ginger Pyre won the Nufre Medal, and she was a very famous author, and she was born in May 1906 and she left us in July 1988. Let us see her story here, The 100 Dresses. So the students, we have the introduction now here of the story, The 100 Dresses Part 1. Just have a look at the introduction, students. So the story, The 100 Dresses, is about the discrimination encountered by a young school girl of Polish origin in America. Her classmates used to mock her because she always clad in the same dress, same light blue, ill-fitted dress. They realized their mistake only after this talented girl quit school and moves to another place with her parents. The author has sensitively and artistically, what she has done, highlighted the issue that people form opinions about others on the basis of appearances and possessions. So creativity and talent often go unnoticed, although these two qualities make an individual worthy. Let's have a story at a glance now, students. First point, I have divided the entire story in few points so that you will easily remember it. You can make a note in your textbook, page wise page or paragraph by paragraphs. Vendor Petronsky seat. What is the first point? Vendor Petronsky's seat. So students, what happened here? It was Monday. Vendor Petronsky was not in her seat. Where was she? Nobody, including Peggy and Maddie, saw her absence. They started all the fun. Vendor used to sit in the next to the last in the seat in the last row. It was room number 13. She sat in the corner of the room. Rough boys usually sat there. There was the most noise of the field when some fun occurred. So that girl used to sit in the last row, in the last corner, where all the rough boys used to sit there. Okay. So Vanda was a very quiet girl. See the picture, she used to sit alone and she was a very quiet girl. She really said something. No one had ever heard her laugh out loud. She used to sit there. No one knew why she sat there. It was because she came from Boggins Heights. Her feet had mud on them. We'll come to know what is this Boggin Heights and why from where she is coming. The place there was lot of mud and all. We'll come to know. So when students thought of Vanda, what happened here? The students thought of Vanda only outside the school hours. In the classroom, nobody noticed her because she never used to speak with anybody. But outside the school hours, they noticed. Where is she? They waited for her to have fun with her, going to or coming from home. Vanda did not come to school on Tuesday also. Now the second Monday also she didn't come, and on Tuesday also she did not come. Of Peggy and Maddie, there were two more girls in the class, Peggy and Maddie. They both were friends. They used to make fun of that girl. So what happened? On Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie thought of Vanda. They sat in the front. They got good marks. Peggy was the most popular. This is Peggy. She was the most popular girl in the school. She was pretty and had curly hairs. Just see. And what happened? Maddie was her closest friend. This is Maddie. They wanted to have fun with Vanda. So they got late. Due to this, they saw the vendor was absent. That particular day she was absent. Now other children, most of the other children in the room did not have names like that of Vanda. Actually, all other children were there in the class. They were having a name of that particular country. This girl has come from the Polish family, so her name was little different. So they used to make fun of her. So they had American names, like all other children had American names like Thomas, Smith, or Alan. There was a boy named William Bounce. People thought that he was funny, but he was not funny like Vanda Petronsky. Vanda and other children in school. Now, what happened then? Vanda did not have any friends. She always wore a faded blue color dress. It was clean, but it looked as if it had never been ironed. A lot of girls talked to Vanda. They surrounded her in the schoolyard. She stood looking at them playing hopscotch. The children were there. She started looking at when she was playing hopscotch. Girls make fun of Vanda. Now, Peggy would make fun of Vanda. Just see the picture, you can find out. She would ask her how many dresses she had in her almirah, because that girl used to wear only the same kind of a dress, same color dress. It was used to be cleaned but not properly ironed. So she used to ask, and how many dresses do you have in your cupboard? Okay, then Vanda would say 100. Then all the girls would stop playing and listen. The girls would ask if they were of silk or velvet, like they used to ask which material it is. Okay, and then Vanda would reply in positive. They would further ask Vanda how many pairs of shoes, she had. She would say 60 pairs. Then they would laugh and laugh because they used to laugh. She used to wear only one type of dress only, then how can she say 100 dresses? Next, Maddie's feelings about Vanda. Now, Maddie felt it bad that they had been bothering Vanda like that. She used to feel little bad. It was because, like Vanda, she herself was poor. But she neither lived in Boggins Heights, she was not staying there in Boggins Heights, nor had a funny name like that of Vanda. When Peggy asked Vanda those questions, Maddie would feel bad. She would study the marbles in her hand, but she did not feel sorry for Vanda. She wished Peggy stopped asking Vanda about dresses. She was Peggy's closest friend, but she was not able to say anything to her because you can understand Peggy was a very famous girl in the school, and moreover she was a rich girl. That was the reason. Now, Maddie's desire for Peggy. That day, both Peggy and Maddie were late to school. Maddie was glad that Vanda was not made fun of. She was working out her arithmetic problems. Then what happened? She lacked courage to ask Peggy to stop making fun of Vanda. So she wanted to write Peggy a note about it, so that she can stop making fun of that girl. Maddie pictures herself being made fun of. Now pay attention here. What happened? Maddie started writing that note to Peggy. Suddenly she shook. She pictured herself in the schoolyard as a new target. She started imagining herself as a new target for Peggy and the other girls. Peggy might ask her about her dress. She would say it was of Peggy's old ones. What Maddie was wearing. Her mother had trimmed it so that no one would recognize it. She has done little bit of alteration in that. Maddie wished Peggy to stop making fun of Vanda. Now, what happened? Maddie wished that Peggy should stop making fun of Vanda. Maddie tore the note into pieces. She was Peggy's best friend. Peggy was the most liked girl in the entire room. She thought Peggy would not do anything that was really wrong. So now here Maddie thinks of Vanda. Maddie thought Maddie thought of Vanda then. She hardly said anything to anybody. She only spoke of the 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings. Maddie thought about the drawing contest now. After that, Maddie started thinking who would win the drawing and color contest. She thought Peggy would win the girls' medal. She drew better than anyone else in the class. They would all know about that the next day. In the school next day, what happened then? The next day it drizzled. Peggy and Maddie did not wait for Vanda. What did they do? They did not want to be late to school. That's why they used to wait there, no, for Vanda and used to make fun of her. But that day they don't want to be late to school, so they did not wait for her. They entered the classroom. There were drawings. Just see the picture. There were drawings and drawings all over the room. They were in bright colors. Now then, winners announced. Winners announced. The class has assembled. Miss Mason, who was their teacher, announced the winner. Jack Biggles had won for the boys' side. He had sketched an outboard motor. The drawing was displayed in room number 12. As for the girls, can you imagine who won? Vanda was the winner of the girls' medal. But Vanda was absent that particular day. Miss Mason asked the children to look at Vanda's beautiful drawing. She said that you just go and look at Vanda's beautiful drawing. Now, reaction of Peggy and Maddie to Vanda's drawing. Seeing the drawing, the children clapped their hands in joy. The boys whistled with fingers in their mouth. They were not interested in dresses. Maddie whispered to Peggy to look at the blue dress. Vanda had told them about it earlier. Peggy referred to the green one also. She added that she had thought she could draw. Now students, just have a look at what was the theme of that story. Basically, The 100 Dresses is a story that criticizes materialism. The author is convinced that judging people on the basis of their riches and worldly possessions is wrong. Moreover, appearances can be deceptive. The appearance of an individual may have a shabby look, but that does not reflect his or her inner self. A genius is always quietly at work without boasting about his or her creativity. Vanda's claims of being the proud owner of 100 dresses is eventually proved true. When everybody looks at the exquisite 100 designs crafted by her, one may be poor in terms of money, but no one can have an inner richness that is difficult to achieve. Another theme dealt with, just as very important children, in the story is the discrimination that is faced by immigrants. Because they come from different race or creed, this often leads to their bullying at school, which is not only humiliating but also disheartening. Vanda was a very talented girl but was without friends at school because she was of Polish origin. Now, what message does this story contains? The story conveys the message that young students should not indulge in insensitive actions like what? Mocking and jeering at those who are different. Such behavior is harmful, students, and disheartening, and same time and totally unjustified. You cannot make fun of somebody on that basis. Realization comes quite late and usually after the damage has been done. Peggy ridicules Wanda, and Maddie remains a mute spectator. However, they both are equally responsible. One who is making a fun, and other one who is just as a spectator, he was viewing all this thing and not opening the mouth. Then they both are equally responsible for discriminating against a girl from a different race. The writer's message is thus loud and clear that we would rise above the narrow walls of ethnicity and learn to accept each other with all the differences. It is important for all of us to acknowledge and accept each other. Very important. Accept each other wholeheartedly, as latent qualities cannot be estimated from outward appearance. Wanda was a very plain looking girl who always wore the same faded blue dress to school, and her feet were usually caked with dried mud. However, this poor outward appearance did not mean that girl did not have any worth. In fact, she was richer and more talented than Peggy, who was considered to be the best girl in the class. Thank you, students. Hope you have understood the story. Thank you.